The blood pact had broken, and Halfdar was sailing home. While the Nords withdrew from the war, the Western Empire remained trapped in the chaos left by Garios' death. Its emperor was gone. His son had fallen at the Scarlet Hills. The throne in Zeonica stood empty, while rival lords argued over who possessed the right to claim it. At last, the Western Senate gathered to settle the succession. Garios still had a daughter, and many believed Nadea should inherit what remained of his rule. The senators had come to choose a ruler. Before the hour was over, they would learn that the choice was no longer theirs.
Nadea is Garios' daughter. The throne belongs to her by blood.
Another lord dismissed the proposal.
The West is surrounded by enemies. It cannot be entrusted to a woman. We need a strong emperor, a man soldiers will follow.
A woman across the chamber squinted with suspicion.
Regea has held the Southern Empire together while men tore the rest of it apart. Do not mistake your prejudice for wisdom.
The lord turned toward her, anger tightening his face.
You would compare Garios' daughter to...
The great doors opened before he could finish. Crotor entered the throne room with his sword at his side. Beyond the city walls, hundreds of rebel soldiers waited beneath banners marked by black crosses. Crotor had returned to the hall where his rebellion began. This time, an army had followed him. One of the senators surged forward.
Guards, seize that traitor!
The guards remained at their posts. Croto walked deeper into the chamber, studying the frightened men who had gathered to choose an emperor.
Save your breath. They understand what waits beyond these walls.
His gaze settled upon the empty throne.
The Western Empire was once feared from the coast to the desert. Now its army lies rotting at the Scarlet Hills. Its emperor is dead, and its lords quarrel, while enemies gather beyond every border.
A senator stepped forward.
You speak as though Garios' death was a gift to you.
Croto looked at him.
Do I?
You expect us to believe an assassin entered this keep, murdered the Emperor, and vanished just as your army began marching towards Zeonica.
The accusation hung over the chamber. Croto offered neither denial nor confession. He simply smiled.
You may believe whatever helps you understand what happens next.
Croto's answer gave the Senate nothing it could prove, and everything it had feared. One lord forced his way into the center of the chamber.
You treasonous scum!
Croto watched him approach.
You murdered Thephalos at the Scarlet Hills, brought ruin upon the West, and now crawl back here, while Garios' blood is still fresh upon the floor.
I defeated Thephalos in battle. Do not confuse your grief with treason.
You will never sit that throne.
The lord reached for his weapon. Croto was faster. His sword cleared its sheath and struck. The lord spun and collapsed at Croto's feet before the man could defend himself. Croto faced the Senate with the blood still fresh upon his blade.
I must not have been clear. I will be the next Emperor of the West.
He pointed toward the gathered lords.
Anyone who believes they can prevent it may step forward now.
Their eyes moved from the corpse to the guards, who had already made their choice. The chamber remained still. Croto lowered his sword and turned toward Nadea. Nadea had entered the chamber as a possible empress. Croto had already decided where she belonged.
Guards, take her to the dungeon.
Two men approached.
You have no right.
I have an army. Today, that is the only right that matters.
Protests spread through the chamber.
Find Vendelia as well. Search every chamber in this keep, and every house that might shelter her. She joins her daughter below.
One senator insisted that Garios' wife and daughter were innocent.
They are the last of his blood. Leave them free, and every coward who longs for the old Emperor gains a banner to rally beneath.
He looked across the Senate.
I will not wake to a blade across my throat, so one of you can place her on my throne.
His hand tightened around the sword.
Another word, and I will execute the lot of you, here and now.
The guards dragged Nadea toward the dungeons while the senators watched in silence. With Garios' bloodline imprisoned, only the empty throne remained. Crotor approached it. Months earlier, Thephilos had challenged him beneath this very roof, and he fled Zeonica as an outlaw. He had returned with the heir dead, the Emperor murdered, and the Western army rotting at the Scarlet Hills. The lords who once called him rebel watched him climb the steps. Crotor stopped before the throne and turned toward his right hand.
My crown.
The imperial circlet was carried forward, and the crown was placed upon Crotor. He looked toward the senior senator.
Announce your emperor.
The man hesitated. Crotor's hand settled upon the hilt of his sword. The senator lowered his gaze.
Lords of the Western Empire, behold Crotor, first of his name, and the new Emperor of the West.
The words echoed through the chamber. One senator lowered himself to a knee. The others followed, each man understanding that the army outside had reduced their vote to ceremony. Even the guards bowed their heads. Crotor sat upon Garios' throne and looked down at the kneeling Senate. They had gathered to determine the future of the Empire, but Crotor had already decided it. The rebel who had fled Zeonica would now address its people as Emperor. Rumors of the army and the violence inside the keep had drawn a crowd into the square. The doors opened, and Crotor emerged, wearing the imperial crown. New banners hung from the walls behind him. The black crosses, marking his rebellion, were gone. His soldiers now stood as an army of the Western Emperor.
Dark powers are moving across Calradia. They plan to seize your cities, burn your homes, and destroy everything you love.
The senators refused to leave the keep, allowing Crotor to revel in his glory.
Garios waited while our enemies grew stronger. His restraint nearly destroyed us.
Crotor raised his sword.
We will not wait for death to find us. We will meet it with force. To war!
The crowd roared, cheering for their new emperor, while lords bowed beneath their fear. Far to the southeast, the Horse Lord horde was nearing Husan Fulk, where Radea still held the conquered city. Crotor had claimed an empire. Now he intended to use it.